Indeed. There's some memories that are just totally timeless in the morning time. Jim Reeves there, memories of an old Christmas card. Good morning to you, a wonderful good morning to you, Grenada, Carrick, Martinique, the rest of the Eastern Caribbean, to you wherever you are. It is a wonderful Tuesday morning. It's the 7th day of the month of December, and indeed we're happy that you've chosen classic in the morning time. Indeed, I'm happy that you're up, you're about, and you're ready to do this. You're ready to challenge yourself, you're ready to move on, you're ready to take yourself to the next stage of your life that allows you to become a better person. I'm Joseph Cador, and I'm saying thanks for being part of this wonderful experience on classic in the morning time. You slept well, you're up and you're about, and we are ready to do this. Well, what's the plan for the day? A little bit of Mars International for you in the morning time. And certainly whatever your plans are, we're going to kickstart it as we normally do with the word of the day. And the word of the day today, taken from the Merriam Dictionary, it's paradox. 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 And paradox is a noun. And the paradox refers to something or such as a situation that is made up of two opposite things that seems impossible but is actually true or possible. So, for example, it's a paradox that computers need maintenance so often since they are meant to save people's lives, people time. Interesting. A paradox can be defined as someone who does two things that seems to be opposite to each other, or who have qualities that are opposite. As actors, he's a paradox. He loves being in the public eye, but also deeply value and protect his privacy. The word of the day, paradox. It's a noun and it is spelled P-A-R-A-D-O-X. Paradox for you in the morning time. I certainly hope that you would keep it in your memory. You would remember it one way or the other. The word of the day, paradox. Well, from the word of the day, we head straight into the thought of the day. And I shared this with you this morning as you go through the day. And there are times when it seems like everything that could possibly go wrong is going wrong. When you feel like quitting, remember that sometimes things have to go very wrong before they can be right. Sometimes you have to go through the worst to arrive at your best. I'll take this one again. There will be times when it seems like everything that could possibly go wrong is going wrong. When you feel like quitting, remember that sometimes things have to go very wrong before they can be right. Sometimes, in fact, you have to go through the worst to arrive at your best. There's no shortcuts to life. Indeed, sometimes you have to go through the worst of times to experience the best of results. Because that's only how really and truly we can test and realize the real metal of who we are deep on the inside that makes us the individual, that not who we are, but who we are intended to be. Because very often that's what we do. We settle for mediocrity and we settle for who we are at this present time. But that's not our intended destination. But to get to our destination, we have to push through. And certainly today, I'm hoping that you can push through and get yourself onto the other side. Yes, do that. What's happening on the COVID front, Grenada? Well, I tell you, we have currently 68 active cases, as following the one new confirmed case from yesterday, and the 3 new recoveries that we've realized. The total number of confirmed cases we've had is 5,909. Yes, and the death column, again, we say praise God for that. I mean, we really, I'm happy the way things are looking We've stopped this one literally dead in its tracks. Literally, we've stopped the COVID death dead in its tracks. It has been at 200 for almost a month. And that's not an exaggeration. It literally has been there for quite a while. And that's a good place for it to be. And let us leave it right there. Let's leave it right there. The amount of numbers we've had, it is one death way too many. It's not making any sense at all. Let's just leave it right there. Yes? And I hope you would agree with me. I'm not sure if you would agree with me, but it makes a lot of sense. But while we're at it, though, I just wanted to give you some examples of some real-life paradox that we hear every day. Every day. Actually, at least you can get an appreciation for a paradox in its literary sense and how it translates itself into life. The more something frightens you, the more you should face it. And I know you've heard that before. Listen, you're told if something is, in order to overcome something, you literally have to confront it face on. Face on. The more you can't trust, the more you cannot be trusted. In order for people to trust you, you have to get to a point where you decide to trust. The more often you fail, the more chances you have to succeed. It seems odd, doesn't it? But you can't separate the two. So the more often you fail, is the more chances you have at succeeding. Because the only how you can recognize success is by attempting the process. If you fail, failure does not mean that you'll never get where you're going, but it is part of the process to success. We're keeping our eyes on the clock. It is 18 minutes on to the hour in the morning time. At the top of the hour, well, just a bit, there's the morning edition, which is coming up. When we come back on the other side, we have a very special guest this morning. One of the golden voices from years gone by from Moss International. Yes, Agnes Forrester. Do you remember that golden voice from Moss International? She's my guest this morning as we chat on all things life, music, Christmas, the season, and everything else as you can possibly think about. At 9 o'clock, to the point, the police, they're expected to be in this morning. That's the plan for the day as we get you on your way for today, the 7th day of the month of December. If you're heading in for 8 o'clock, for 7 o'clock that is, then you probably should, I'm assuming you've already left the house and you're somewhere on your way making merry. If not, then you probably need to reconsider something else. The morning edition comes up next right here in Classic. And for those of you that's on television, we give you a rebroadcast of the top stories from last evening. And to you, wherever you are, those of you that joined us via the other social media platforms, we say good morning and a wonderful good morning to you. Those of you in New York and other parts of the diaspora, thank you for being part of Classic in the morning time. The morning edition, Grenada, is next.
Thanks for joining us. I am Blossom Alexis Welch with the details. Top story tonight. Police have confirmed to GBN News that a 52-year-old man is the victim of the country's latest homicide in Mount Rich, St. Patrick. However, this was not the only incident that left families in grief over the weekend. Head of the Community Relations Department, ASP Trevor Rodney, spoke with Chrislina John and gave a roundup of weekend incidents.
This past weekend was marred with incidents of crime ranging from hanging in St. Andrew, a homicide in St. Patrick, and chopping in St. George. GBN first received news of a suspected suicide in Post Royal, St. Andrew. According to police, 42-year-old Sheldon Collier was found hanging by a sibling. Assistant Superintendent of Police Trevor Rodney, head of the Community Relations Department, spoke with GBN earlier today.
Investigating a suicide that occurred at Post Royal in St. Andrew, where one Sheldon Collier, 42 years of this address, was found hanging in his house by his brother. And of course, police intervention took place and the matter is being investigated.
This was not the only incident of crime that left families mourning. A teenager is in police custody assisting investigators following the death of 52-year-old Reginald Howell, aka Police. Preliminary investigations revealed that prior to this incident, tension was brewing between the deceased and his apparent killer.
The police, CID, the SOTES, they are investigating a homicide at Montreat St. Patrick, where one man is in custody, a 19-year-old male is in custody as we speak, in connection with that incident. Of course, he's been questioned, and as the evidence is gathered and assessed, certainly if he violates the law, he will be charged. Of course, a postmortem was ordered and should be done today to determine the cause of death.
In a separate incident, 2 men are presently warded at the General Hospital after a serious chopping incident occurred in New Hampshire, St. George. ASP Rodney said no arrest was made. However, this is likely after the men are released from hospital. He also spoke about other wounding incidents that occurred.
2 male individuals are warded at the General Hospital nursing wounds as a result of this incident, and investigations are continuing in this matter to determine what happened and whether the law was violated, and if so, obviously charges will be brought against these individuals. Has been some other minor infractions, minor in the sense that they are not life-threatening as such, but we've seen some incident of causing harm. And we are concerned as law enforcement with the causing harm. Because they are what we call offenses against the person, they are brought up. They are brought up front for to be noted.
Christelina John, GBN News.
Restrictions are imposed on the unvaccinated entering Esplanade Mall in cruise ships are in port. Just how do locals feel about this? We hear more in this Christelina John report.
Grandeur of the Seas made its way into the St. George's Cruise Terminal Monday, the day another restriction took effect for the unvaccinated. As of today, Monday, December 6, 2021, the Esplanade Mall will be opened and accessible to only fully vaccinated persons, and that's during the period that cruise passengers are present. Today, many were turned back because of their vaccination status. Mixed reactions at this announcement, as some persons attempted to enter the Esplanade Mall and were turned away by security guards stationed at the entry point.
I attempt to get in, and the guys security say, you can't come in because you're not vaccinated.
Thank you so much.
We need in a country, in our island, to stand up and say no to this, right? It is wrong. That a foreigner introduces in our country, right? This is oppression on your people. This is no respect for the people of our nation. So I'm calling on the Minister of National Security, which our Prime Minister, to look into this, and this has to solving of this problem has to take place.
One man sees this as having a negative impact on businesses patronized mostly by locals.
I think it's a kind of way of trying to restrain the virus spread, but it's affecting people because the locals can't go in to buy ice cream, they can't go in to get a pizza from that end, or, you know what I mean? So it's affecting people that want to go and shop for clothes, like to do
Understanding the seriousness of COVID-19, some people are in agreement with the restrictions, citing this as a means of protecting the unvaccinated and believe it should be seen in a positive light.
So I want to say that's a good idea. The tourists who come in will use that passageway in the Esplanade Mall, and there will be created a firewall between the locals and the Esplanade Mall. I think that would keep us safe. I am very worried indeed that we have opened up in the way that we have, but our choices are so limited. Our economy is so constricted that we really must depend on these visitors. So I think that the health officials in Grenada made a very wise decision.
Christelina John, GBN News.
Agriculture Minister Peter David, in his contribution to the debate on the 2022 budget, introduced an innovative initiative that hinted at the vast possibilities in agriculture. Gerard Joseph has the details.
The parish of St. Andrew, known as the breadbasket of Grenada, may soon hold a deeper meaning if one of the initiatives of the Ministry of Health becomes a reality. Agriculture Minister Peter David put forward an idea in the pipeline to his fellow MPs, which is to relocate the Centre of Operations of the agriculture sector to Maribo.
We believe that Maribo St. Andrew is the heart of the breadbasket of Grenada. Therefore, we are talking to some bilateral partners to see if they will be agreeable to assisting us, because I know the Minister of Finance will not want me to lean on him for this, to establish a facility in Maribo where you have the research, we have pest control, we have extension, we have agronomy, we have everything, so that farmers out in those districts can access what they need there.
The minister noted that such an ideal will spur the sector onward, which develops the rural communities.
Because when people come to visit to talk agriculture, they'll go live there, or they'll go to a hotel in the area. We believe that that could lead to a boost in the rural community rather than have the Ministry of Agriculture located here. I believe the Ministry of Agriculture, I should have an office, or the minister, whoever he or she is, should have an office in Maribo, because that is where agriculture is.
Minister David has already hinted to Maribo becoming the primary area in research and development of higher quality and breed of plants, indigenous and otherwise, for Grenada.
So we have a vision, and I dare raise it here today, Mr. Speaker. We have a vision that we'll develop the research facility there, we'll develop the pest control facility there, we'll develop all of the facilities that farmers need be located in Maribo so it can be easily accessed. And I want to say, Mr. Speaker, that we believe that the time for that idea is now. We believe that it's affordable, but we also believe that it will lead to increased production, that it will make economic sense to do that.
I am Gerard Joseph for GBN News.
Minister with responsibility for ICT, Pamela Moses, says government is working toward preserving important documents and making them easily accessible online. Here are the details.
This government is embarking on digital transformation as part of efforts to modernize the public sector and improving the efficiency of resilience of government services.
On December 6, 2020, government announced its plans to digitize critical public records, such as birth, death, and marriage certificates, enabling the government for the first time to deliver online services in these areas. This was announced by Prime Minister and former Minister for Finance, Dr. Keith Mitchell, as he delivered the 2020 budget.
We are also poised for the rollout of the Digital Government for Resilience project, which is funded by the World Bank. Once again, because of our sticking to fiscal prudence, we have been able to get from the World Bank for this project. This project will help to revolutionize the provision of government services through digital transformation, continuing to enhance the efficiency, usage, and resilience of select government services via a digital platform. Mr. Speaker, this project would digitize critical public records such as birth, death, marriage certificates, motor vehicle licenses, and registration.
The The promise is repeated this time by Minister in the Prime Minister's office with responsibility for special projects, needy assistance and ICT, Mrs. Pamela Moses. She says that government is working towards a system that will preserve important documents.
Our birth papers, our death certificates, our marriage certificates, all of these documents are now being copied and converted into digital forms that will be stored in a government data center. Well, let us call it cloud infrastructure, Mr. Speaker.
For years, members of the Grenada Bar Association have complained about the need to preserve documents within the Supreme Court registry, and members of the public have also complained about the quality of important documents, such as property documents. Mrs. Moses said the process has already started, which is significant.
Mr. Speaker, in the upcoming year, we would also be allowing all Grenadians, for the very first time, all citizens would be able to, 1, apply, 2, pay for, 3, receive an online or a digital birth certificate for the very first time.
Cherry and Blackman Stephen, GBN News.
This is GBN Primetime Edition of News. Coming up, political leader of the NDC says the budget does not substantially address the challenges posed to Grenada's health sector by COVID-19. That story after the break. Welcome back to the news. The budget does not substantially address the challenges posed to Grenada's health sector by COVID-19. Those were the words of political leader of the National Democratic Congress, Deacon Mitchell, as he dissected the 2022 estimates of revenue and expenditure. Here's Gerald Joseph with that story.
As the effects of the new variant Omicron blooms, following quickly after the Delta variant a few months ago, NDC's political leader does not believe the 2022 budget prepares Grenada to survive and overcome COVID-19. Noting only an additional $2.2 million increase for health when compared to 2021, Deacon Mitchell says it signals that the NMP administration is happy with the state of healthcare in Grenada. Mitchell also notes that the health minister's presentation lacked substance.
One would have expected that the presentation would have focused on the steps and the measures that will be taken via the financing of the Ministry of Health to strengthen our capacity to treat with and deal with COVID-19.
NDC's leader said not much mention was made of the National Sustainable Development Plan, which encapsulates measures to improve healthcare.
The National Democratic Congress would have therefore been guided by that plan in relation to its allocation, its budgetary allocation for healthcare. That plan highlights at least 32 action points that are required to put Grenada in a position where it has improved and sustained healthcare.
Regularizing the status of nurses on contract, NDC's political leader says, should have been one of the first measures taken, bringing an end to one of the major issues within the sector.
They deserve job security. We need them to bolster our health sector, and we cannot afford the risk of the constant migration of our nurses to foreign lands because they are not being paid adequately.
Prime Minister Dr. Kit Mitchell, in his contribution to the budget, had announced that some of the 162 nurses on contract will be regularized next year.
43 of them have been regularized to date, and our efforts continue. So we understand the problem.
Permanently increasing the number of ICU beds at the General Hospital given the challenges of COVID-19, expanding and upgrading community health care centers with a heavy focus on the Sister Isles, NDC's leader believes should have been prioritized. For NDC, the political leader says 2022 would have been the start of a 3 to 5 year plan, which involves increasing the wages and benefits for all healthcare workers to ensure retention to adequately staff the health sector. Making full use of the diaspora and SGU alumni in approving healthcare would have also been NDC's focus. $97,056,168 have been allocated to health, while the overall budget for 2022 is $1.3 billion. I am Gerard Joseph for GBN News.
Chriselle Smith of Grenville St. Andrew is the recipient of the Republic Bank Award for Overall Academic Excellence at the T.A. Marichaud Community College annual graduation exercise held last Thursday. Rena Perry-Thomas has this report.
Chriselle J.F. Smith achieved a near-perfect GPA of 3.97 to win the Republic Bank Award for Overall Academic Excellence at the T.A. Marichaud Community College annual graduation exercise awarded for her outstanding performance. Her award includes a time-saving account valued at $5,000 and a memorial crystal plaque compliments the bank. Smith also captured the Republic Bank Award for Best Graduating Student in the School of Arts, Science and Professional Studies, again with a GPA of 3.97. Her achievement in this discipline earned her another time saver account valued at $1,000 EC. Her areas of study were in the natural sciences. Chriselle's presentation was made by Republic Bank Halifax Street branch manager Mrs. Kathleen Harris Forrester. Republic Bank has sponsored the award to recognize the highest achiever at the TAMCC graduation exercise for the past 17 years. This event is another avenue where the bank demonstrates its youth development through education. For GBN News, I am Rena Perry-Thomas reporting.
Meanwhile, Republic Bank Grenada's brand ambassador Anderson Peters got his first experience as the Deals on Wheels promotion rolled off on Saturday. The bank's annual event brings together vehicle dealers, insurance companies and financiers in one place to provide a one-stop shop for customers. Gerard Joseph was there and sends this report.
Some of the highlights of Republic Bank's Deals on Wheels event were magnificent deals which included 100% financing, same-day approval, vehicular discounts, and competitive interest rates. Manager of Commercial Credit Devon Thornhill said these deals only come around for one day, with the insurance companies offering reduced premiums on the new vehicles.
The interests have been good. So far, we have seen a steady flow. It was not as past years, but we have seen a steady flow. So there is still good interest in this event.
Thornhill noted some of the benefits for customers who would have taken advantage of the deals.
Well, given that there is, basically no disposable income, the 100% financing will assist the customers, as well as the lower interest rate. So, whereby before you might have put in a 10% and your loan was, let's say, 90,000. Now you might be able to get 100,000, but because of the lower interest rate, you actually would pay the same installment.
Brand Ambassador Anderson Peters told the media he truly enjoyed the experience.
Cars on Showcase today is motivation for me. I know it's motivation for a lot of people. My favorite here today is the Frontier, candy red. I can't stop looking at it.
Anderson said such events and interactions are motivation for him to continue representing Grenada.
It means a lot to me to want to be the ambassador of the largest financial institution in Grenada, and for them to have me here, not only representing them, but giving me the opportunity to see what's on Showcase, to meet the different people, the car dealers, the insurance. It means a lot to me, and I know it means a lot to them too.
Okay, and how has it been in terms of interacting with the different customers, clients?
I must say, everybody here is like family. They treat me like family, I treat them like family. Even new people that I meet today, they greet me with a warm smile, and it's the same energy for everybody.
GBN also spoke to the insurance companies about their involvement.
And essentially what we're offering today is a drive style promotion. It's a new way of seeing automobile insurance, where we offer you products to attract you, right, based on your drive style.
This is very important because what you'll find happening is that the bank will give you deals, the insurance companies will have special rates and offers for persons coming here today. Even the dealerships, they give you special discounts. So I believe that incentives with the financial strain that persons may have gives you that opportunity to get in.
I am Gerard Joseph for GBN News.
The West Indies School of Hospitality is preparing to officially start classes in January and is open to every Grenadian interested in furthering their education within the hospitality industry. In this Rena Perry-Thomas report, you will get an update on the operations of the institution.
With 3 pilot programs already initiated this year, the West Indies School of Hospitality WISH will be offering 6,000 courses in the hospitality sector at no cost to Grenadians. Officially, classes will be open in January of 2022 with both online and face-to-face components. One of the partners involved in the university and the chairman of the Grenada Tourism Authority, Barry Collimo, says for now, classes will only be offered to persons already working within the tourism industry as they seek to impact the workforce.
And we are creating learning paths for employers and institutions. So what WISH does is it works with employers to create learning paths. An employer comes and says, oh, I'd like to train 100 staff, and these are my areas of deficiency. This is where I would like to focus for 20 people. This is where I'd like to focus for another 30 people, etc. And what happens is that we go to the various places of work and we conduct the training there.
While most of the classes will be online, WISH, which is partnering with Cornell University in New York, is working towards establishing a physical campus in Grenada in the coming year. In the later months of 2020, the university will also be offering its classes to persons who are not working in the hospitality sector but are interested in studying the area. Collimo outlined some of the areas of study they receive a high level of interest in.
The overwhelming request right now is for the service excellence program. Persons are very interested in improving the service in their organization and setting up a framework to manage that service. And that's where we are getting most of the requests. We're also getting a lot of requests for supervisor training. So, for instance, our general manager's course is one that is pretty well subscribed.
The university aims to lift the hospitality sector to a higher level, providing some of the best services around the world.
We also want to give people upward mobility and the ability to market their services even outside of Grenada. We want Grenada to have the most competitive workforce. And if you have the best workforce, then you're on the way to creating the best destination, which is paying for the training of the students. We believe that it's important to train the workforce, and we believe that it is necessary. We WISH believes that with a more trained workforce, it benefits everyone. You know, people invest in buildings and structures and so on, and they invest in Bitcoin and all kinds of different things. We're investing in people.
For GBN News, I am Rena Perry-Thomas reporting.
And still ahead, U.S. implements new COVID-19 testing requirement for entry into the United States. The story next. Welcome back. The United States upgraded its COVID-19 testing requirement for entry into the country effective today, Monday. With these changes, all individuals traveling to the United States, regardless of vaccination status or nationality, must show a negative pre-departure COVID-19 viral test taken no more than 1 day before boarding their flight to the U.S. This new regulation, announced by the U.S. Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, applies to all travelers aged 2 and older. People who have recently recovered from COVID-19 may instead travel with documentation of recovery from COVID-19, such as a positive COVID-19 viral test result on a sample taken no more than 90 days before the flight's departure, and a letter from a licensed healthcare provider or a public health official stating that you were cleared to travel. This is in addition to the requirement that foreign nationals and travelers must be fully vaccinated and provide proof of vaccination status prior to boarding an airline to fly to the United States, with only limited exceptions. And now it's time for us to take a peek through the GBN I Saw lens. Let's see what our citizen journalist captured.
A good eye captures all. GBN Eyesore is brought to you by ClearVision.
Life is beautiful if only you can see it. ClearVision Eye Center helps you do just that. We provide expert service, classy eyewear, and cutting-edge technology, all with a quality customer experience. See better, feel better, and look better. Meet us today at clearvisiongrenada.com or call 444-0055, WhatsApp 409-0055, or follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. ClearVision Eye Center. Let's see life and the world with a clear vision.
Tonight's ISOR submission takes you to the Willis playing field. Our citizen journalist is sending commendations to the Ministry of Sports and Culture for attending to the grounds. The crew was captured cutting and cleaning the field. We thank our ISOR reporter for this submission. Send us your photo and video submissions via WhatsApp on 405-3052 or our other social media platforms.
Let's get tough on breeder larceny. It will destroy our economy. Larceny threatens our food security. Can hurt us locally, hurt us globally. To all the buyers, ask for license from our produce sellers. To all the people, 300 for police for them thieving fellas. To all the farmers, don't steal produce from your brother. Then you sell it to traffickers, hotels, and street vendors. Nah, man. Let's do all we can to stop breeder larceny. New vigilance, new laws, and a tough judiciary. Stop Grenada's organized business crime. It's time.
To report breeder larceny, call 300.
Are you looking for quality herbs and herbal supplements, or are you thinking about having a complete body cleanse to jumpstart your health? Then no need to look further. Visit Nirvana Natural Health Clinic, Detox Center, and Natural Health Store. We carry a wide range of herbal products for kidney and gallstone cleansing, male sexual enhancement formulas, asthma and sinusitis, gas and bloating, acid reflux, constipation, arthritis, imbalanced hormones, female health issues, liver cleansing, weight loss, and so much more. Also available, colonic irrigation, holistic health consultations, essential oils, and diffusers. Look out for our online natural health store coming soon. Call 231-6642 for 18-7115 or 449-7753 to find out about our delivery options or to book an appointment. Visit us at Belmont St. George's, close to the Foliage, Monday to Saturday, 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. Nirvana Natural Health Clinic. Detox your way to health.
It's the season to give, and Grenlec invites you and light to someone in our community who has been challenged by COVID-19. Make your account current and nominate someone for a chance to win. 200 winners will be gifted with a $400 grocery voucher or a $75 electricity voucher. If we select your entry, you too will win. Visit our website or Facebook page for more information. Terms and conditions apply. Promotion runs November 24th to December 24th. Give a gift from Grenlec this holiday.
Introducing YouTube and TikTok to the Digicel Prime Bundle. Now get 1 GB daily to enjoy more YouTube. Plus 1 GB daily to like more TikTok videos. It's simply more entertainment bundled together. Get a 7-day bundle for $35 in my Digicel. More apps, more data, more fun. Digicel, better together.
A whole new level of convenience and comfort awaits you when you shop at Rise and Shine Supermarket and Hardware Supplies, Griffin Lane, Grenville. Convenient, Because we are open Sunday to Sunday. We're even at your service on public holidays. Comfort, because we are easily accessible to the physically challenged. Free Wi-Fi is available while you shop, and bags come at no charge. Everyday low prices and excellent customer care. Adequate parking available. We supply everything you can possibly think of. Family and home supplies, fresh meat, vegetables, and personal care products. All brands of cooking gas at affordable prices. You can send in your order, have it pulled, or pick up express.
Get Rubigas. Get cooking. Rubigas, clean, safe, and reliable LPG is the perfect solution for your commercial and everyday needs. For cooking at home or barbecuing, choose Rubigas LPG cylinders. Available in a variety of sizes from 20 to 100 pound cylinders. Rubigas LPG, clean, safe, reliable. Are you cooking with Rubigas? Get Rubis, get going.
That strong man feeling that you have, and we got to go into a more somber mood as we welcome our wonderful friends that has rejoined us on television. Indeed, they've rejoined us on television. We say good morning and welcome back to them. I want to say good morning to those of you that's joining us via social media. Indeed, we say thank you. Deslin, David, Kipling, Francis, the entire kit and kibbutz. Those of you, wherever you are, out there in the diaspora, other parts of the region, we say thank you and welcome to the best place you can be in the morning. And it is Christmas, let's all be happy. It's the best time, it's the most wonderful time of the year. And I don't need you to agree with me. But just in case you seem to have be clouded by some other infatuation as to what time it is, believe me, after we have this conversation, I know you are going to feel the spirit. I'm not sure if you've recognized the voice. It's a golden voice that has mystified us for years upon years. I'm not sure which generation you're from. It's the magical, angelic voice of Agnes Forrester. And this morning, Grenada. Normally we say a hiatus might be for 1 or 2 years, but when she seemed to have fallen off the globe. And what a best time to reintroduce her into the Christmas conversation. But this morning, ladies and gentlemen, allow me to present to you the sensational, our local star, an angel of a darling, Lady Agnes Forrester. Lady Forrester, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning to you. Hats off, red carpet. How have you been? Welcome to the program this morning. I need you to open your microphone for me. You had it open all the while. Okay, where did she go this 1 minute? We're going to saw that we just lost her briefly. She was there with us, but also joining us this morning is the man Ian Charles, the man who has music in his blood, a history of music under his belt, and he's the man that's behind the Job Malassie rejuvenation, the revitalization of some really, really classical things that's happening. The man Ian Charles. Ian, good morning, comrade. How are you?
Morning, comrade. Thank you again for having me for the 10th time in a row. Very, I must say publicly, I really appreciate it. To yourself and the staff at GBN. Very, really appreciate it.
Okay, I think I'm hearing you now, Lady Forrester. I just need you to rotate your camera for me as it was. Wonderful. Welcome back. So I think we're ready now to have you on television. Master Control, I think we're good on our end. Lady Forrester.
Am I good now?
You are wonderful now. You are wonderful.
Okay, thank you.
Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning to you. Let me just allow you have finally settled in. How have you been? I really need to ask you that. Sorry?
I've been very good.
You've been very good.
Yes.
Wow. I must say the years, they have been gracious to you. Unlike myself and Ian, I've gotten gray, and Ian, I don't know what's happened with him. Ian's probably finding different ways. But for me, you look wonderful. Oh, it is good to see you. You know, it's interesting, Ian. I played the music. I played one of his songs a couple weeks ago, and a lady stopped me in the supermarket, and she's like, JC, that song you played this morning, who was it? Was it Agnes? And I'm like, what song? Who's Agnes? He says, the song you were playing. I said, oh, you mean Forrester? Yes. And she's like, I know that lady. And not just that's what it is you read up to. I want to just tell you thank you on behalf of all of the Grenadians who have said thank you before, and those who have not been able to appreciate and express their appreciation for the finer things of life. I want to say thank you for the joyous memories you've given us, the gift of the voice and the music. But tell me, what have you been up to since those magical years when you've been out to the band, you no longer pick up the microphone? Are you still singing at home? In front of the
yeah, I do sing at home, and I sing in the church, you know. Yeah, nowadays when I write my songs, I sing them in the church, you know, which is very rewarding.
So you are still writing?
Yes, I am.
But take us back. Take us back. Tell us, who are you? I know we were speaking the other day, and we had a little laugh on a few things that we talked about living in Mount Morris. I'm not sure if we were allowed to say those things on national television, but maybe it's part of history. But tell us, who are you? Who is Agnes Forrester?
As I say, I'm one of the black ones from Mount Morris.
Oh, you're allowed to say that on national TV?
Mount Morris is only white people, you know?
Uh-huh.
So, like, when we are going to school, we used to walk to school, and when we get to Grand Mall or Fontenoy, they used to say, oh, look at those black monk passing.
Wow. That was, as you say, once upon a time. Guys like Ian have no idea what you're talking about.
Zero.
What was it like, though? What was it like, though, growing up in that period?
Normal. We didn't feel anything strange or different, you know, because people were very loving and kind, whether, we had a different color, you know. As I said, if you had a bunch of bananas, your neighbor is going to get a hand. You know, they wouldn't take the whole bunch.
Right.
You know, things like that, and you share with one another, you know.
And I'm assuming your life growing up, your life back then, was no different from the average Grenadian.
No. Yeah.
But what set you apart, though, was the vocals, the music.
Yes.
And I say that...
I started singing from a very early age at Hindsley School. In those days, they used to have arts festival. And I was in the choir. Then I went to the Anglican High School. And I was in the choir, too. And my good friend, Peggy Nesfield, came to me one day and she said, Agnes, would you like to sing in the den in the days of the Lion's Den? Yeah, and I said, sure. You know, I didn't even have transport, but I walked. And I got a drop on the way. Yes.
Right.
Yeah, and my first song I sang at the den was If Loving You Is Wrong, I Don't Want to Be Right. Mm. And I came second, and I couldn't settle for second. I said, no, I have to win this thing.
Right.
So the next month I sang Ben. Michael Jackson, Ben.
Right.
And I saw everybody, the place was just quiet, you know, because usually everybody's doing their own thing, talking and, you know, but the place just got quiet.
There was a hush.
And everybody was just like coming inside.
Right.
And I was on the stage, first time I really faced a big crowd like that. So I was literally trembling with my mic next to my side, holding it tight. because the tremble was there in my hand, and I sang it out, And that day I came first, and Lou Smith was the announcer, and he said, "Oh my God, you have to sing it again." So I did it twice, and that was like the talk of the school the next day, So from then on, I started, I sang with Fantasies it was very short time, and I traveled with them to Barbados, I was like the only little girl with all these men in a band.
Little girl.
But I was treated like a queen.
Right.
Yes. I sang it like with the Merryman's Place, the Drill Hall, just name it. All the places in Barbados we sang, and I was literally a hit out there, So that's how it started. And then I went on to Moss International. Yeah.
And I think that's where most individuals, they would probably, even though they don't know the individual, they remember the voice. And certainly because we are in the Christmas season, certainly it would be remiss of me. I know this for me has been would always be one of my all-time favorites.
Somewhere, someone is happy. I hear a voice that's singing. Out there, I hear a cheerful song. Somewhere, someone is lonely. Out there, someone is longing. I hear them sing a Christmas song. It's Christmas. Let's all
Indeed, it is Christmas. Let's all be happy. I'm getting the sense that when you sung that song, it was not just you just having just words hanging out there, but you get the feeling that it was something close to your heart that resonated with you. It meant something to you.
Yeah. Yeah. So at that time, my children were very young, and children, it's Christmas.
Right.
And we just decided to, do a Christmas album. So we came up with these words, with Moss, everybody was like putting in a line of, in the song. It's not just one individual writing it.
Right.
Everybody had a little, input into it, And that's how we did with Moss, So we came up, Don did the music, and he came up with most of the words. It's Christmas, let's all be happy.
Well, it's a good time. I'm going to come back to it. It's a good time as we introduce Moss International into the fray. Generations on, the lineage, the bloodline remains as strong as ever. The man, Ian, I know you. This one, I know you. And we can see it behind the mask. Don't even think you can hide it. We can see the expressions behind the mask. You are beaming with pride for a lot of different reasons. One, the relationship between your uncles, the family, Moss International, and Agnes. And you have been working on the Jab Balassi project, digitally remastering all of these old songs for us. Comrade, how are you feeling this morning?
Like last night, I called Auntie Lata to say, "Hey, I don't think you need me there, So I said, I literally want to sit back and enjoy this interview, because hearing those stories, and Agnes Forrester is one of those voices in Grenada that I don't think there's a voice anything else falls after, When we actually did over the
just hold for me, Ian, while I'm there, and I just want to make sure we give her all the flowers. We just followed some of the sentiments that's been shared on social media. This person says the legendary Agnes Forrester, just beautiful. Alistair says lovely voice. Another person says so refreshing to see her. Forrester, a legend in her own right. Just some of the 100%. Sentiments that's coming from persons out there via social media. And Ian, yes, we're going to give her flowers, but you've been ensuring as a man in the music industry that you keep the music alive. Haven't you?
Yeah, I mean that's very important to us to keep the music alive, not for only then and now, but for generations to come. That's why it's very critical for the copywriting and the registration of the music, so that everybody gets their just, and it goes on residually through the years. Because the music that came out with Agnes Forrester, Mars International, Singing MC, Pages, I mean, my uncle's productions is cultural treasures that needs to be documented and needs to be preserved. So I mean, just having her here, listening to her, I'm like a kid in a candy store.
Kid in the candy store, and I'll put you back in. I'll put you back in the corner. You are in timeout for now.
No problem.
Lady first, let's go back to the days of Moss International. It was the days you would know, and Ian would agree, when live band music was the epitome of what music is supposed to be, right? And you've had that experience. Take me back into some of your fondest moments with the band and the music.
Some of my fondest moments is like traveling to like Toronto, to Caribana, and Labor Day in Brooklyn. But what I remember the most that I really, really enjoyed, and I wish we could do it again, was a Martinique Jazz Festival. It was so wonderful. You know, you got to experience all these other jazz artists. I mean, we were not a jazz band, but we did jazz, and, you know, they appreciated us so much, you know. Like, I mean, everybody just came out, you know. And we had this great welcome in a place called St. Anne's. And our welcome was like a marching band around St. Anne's, around the streets. And everybody was shouting, La Grenade, La Grenade, you know, with the bomb, La Grenade, the bomb, you know.
Right.
You know, it was so good. And we, at that time, we were doing a lot of Zouk music. So they understood Zouk. And it was really, really, you know, really, really nice, you know. That's one of the times I remember, you know, vividly in my mind, you know.
How does all of this different mix of experiences help to mold you as a musician, as an individual, the woman that you are today?
Well, as I say, in my days, like a younger person like me in those days, I think in the smaller islands, they did not really appreciate women being in a band.
Right.
You know, they always thought a woman's supposed to be in a home or whatever it is, you know. But people like me, when I came out, you know, I made a difference. And, you know, everybody was talking about you then. You were like the talk of the tongue, talk of your school.
Right.
You know, she's singing in a band, you know. And as I say, there were lots of singers in my day, but I was one of those who got the opportunity to really sing, you know. And like people would compare you to Diana Ross and, you know, things like that. So they say, oh, she's a young Diana Ross, you know, because of my size and my looks and, you know, everything, you know. So it was good memories, you know.
Transcending boundaries, taking it to another level.
Another level, yes.
And indeed, you have taken it. You were taking us. Somebody says, please let her know that we expect to hear more from you soon. I'm not sure what that means and how you and Ian going to pull that off. How you all going to pull that off. So there was this golden years with Forrester. What have you been up to in more recent times? I know, yes, you sing in the church, you still write, but what has life been like for you?
Well, since I retired, I worked in a Republic Bank for about 20 years. Yeah, and I retired. And I'm just home. I have some grands. I have 6 grands. Yeah.
That's what keeps you looking so youthful.
No. Yeah, and I pride myself at doing my I do a lot of gardening and flower gardening, I should say, succulents and cactus.
Oh, well, talk to me.
I produce a lot of those. Yeah.
Okay.
And I pride myself in doing that. And like dry floral arrangements on the whole. You know, that's why I occupy myself doing now.
But I get the sense that family is an integral part of who you are.
Yes, family. Mm-hmm. My whole family, as I say, I have one daughter who's in the States and the rest are here, and everybody's at my house. So it's beautiful to have them, although it's very noisy sometimes, but I'm enjoying it. It keeps you busy,
right?
And it makes you know that you're alive, and you're just living in a next generation, because they are not the same like when I had my children. They keep you busy all the time.
I'm getting the sense, though, that you find a way to easily morph those different generational gaps. You seem to have no issues with that. How do you do it?
Yes. I don't know where I get the energy, but I get it every day, You have to be like on top of every little situation, Grants, could I do that? Grants, could I have this, And everybody's wanting something or telling you something, or you have to correct them,
And I'm so easily it has allowed you to embrace technology as well. Here we are this morning. Ian was asking me if I'm asking you to come into the studio. I said, what kind of disrespect is that, boy? The ladies on Zoom. That's what everybody does. What coming to the studio for what?
I don't know. I was a telephone operator for at least 20 years in Republic Bank, so I know a bit about like telephone and things. But all the new technology, I have to get accustomed to it. You
need to put Ian in his place. Whenever you see him, let him know that listen, you are on top of things. We're in the season, Ms. Forrest, and certainly with that sort of excitement that you have there regarding family. Let's talk about Christmas, and we're probably just going to. What has changed in your estimation, or has anything, if ever, changed at all? Christmas then to now.
As I say, in Montmoritz, when we were younger, we used to have what you call like a parang band then. Montmoritz is hilly, so it's either you up the road or you down the road.
Right.
And you used to stop at everybody's house. Everybody would open their house for you. You come into the veranda, and they give you a little piece of cake, that black cake, and a little wine.
Wine,
or
okay.
sorrel or ginger beer. Yes, that's how it used to be. And you sing all these Christmas songs.
Homemade wine.
But now people don't do that, and a little piece of that ham, that dried ham, that
something salt to put in your mouth.
Yes. That's how it used to be. Yeah.
Can you see there being Christmas without salt ham, sorrel, and ginger beer?
No, that's not Christmas.
I agree. If nothing else, I know Ian the health freak. Ian is like, and we know, Ian, we're gonna go easy on the salt. But I always say, you can't. If you take salt ham away from Christmas and sorrel and ginger beer, there's no Christmas at all. But at the end of it, though, we know, and I'm sure you would agree with me, that ultimately, while there is a festive part of it, the important elements of it is that of family, friends, and remember, ultimately, the Christ child.
Yes. It used to be like, I say in the churches, every church used to have a little Christmas program where they had like the nativity with the manger and the angels and things like that. But seemingly people don't really do that anymore. They just have it there, but they're not depicting it, in real. Because that's what the children used to enjoy,
But what do you think happened, though? Why is it we seem so...
I don't know.
Is it that we've abandoned it altogether?
Times have changed, Times have changed.
I thought they said time didn't change, it's people that change. Commercialization, Ian?
Yeah. That's
well, I'm wondering...
I lost our history.
So who do we blame for that? Lady Forrester, you? Somebody has to take the blame for it.
I think probably it's too much television and cell phones and things. People they don't go to church as much, so they look at everything on TV instead of doing it in reality.
Instead of doing it in reality. I just want to let you know, though, that just in case you're wondering and you're probably thinking it's not going to happen, I'm just going to let you know. I'm watching the clock on the wall. It's 20 minutes onto the hour. I'll take a quick break in a while, but the purpose of the break is not necessarily that I have to play some ads, but I will need you to think which Christmas song you're going to do for me, which two actually you're going to do for me, or which medley of songs you are going to do. It is, at the end of the day, it is in fact Christmas. Folks, in case you're just joining us, wonderful to have you here with us. The ever sensational Agnes Forrester. She's here with us this morning. A legend of a time, a period when the music was serene, and we thought we lost them forever. She's still one of the stalwarts that transcended that period of time. Late Agnes Forrester and the young sidekick, the man that is keeping the music alive, Ian Charles. Take a quick commercial break, Grenada, and we'll be right back right here in Classic in the Morning Time.
Do I need to wear a mask and avoid close contact with others if I am fully vaccinated?
Thank you, and this is a very important question. The vaccines that we have against COVID-19 are very effective vaccines, and it gives a really good chance of not developing the disease. We must know that there is no vaccine that provides 100% protection for any disease. With that being said, we do expect cases of disease among people who are fully vaccinated. Though this is rare, it can happen, and we call this breakthrough infections. This is not unique to COVID-19. This doesn't mean that the vaccines aren't working. It means that not everyone who receives vaccines has 100% protection, and as a result, vaccinated persons, if they become infected, are capable of transmitting the virus to others. For these reasons, vaccinated persons must continue to practice the prevention measures like mask wearing and avoiding close contact or crowded places. So to answer your question, yes, you need to wear a mask and avoid close contact with others even if you are fully vaccinated.
Darling, would you like some tea? I've made your favorite.
Well, thank you, darling. I'm here finishing my blog post to help homeowners understand their electricity bills. The left side of your bill shows the rates for electricity and the government charges. The middle portion shows the number of units you've consumed, plus the history of your usage over the last 8 months. And the right side shows how much you're being charged.
I really think people are going to value this information.
Grenlec, energizing our Grenada. Are you looking for quality herbs and herbal supplements, or are you thinking about having a complete body cleanse to jumpstart your health? Then no need to look further. Visit Nirvana Natural Health Clinic, Detox Center, and Natural Health Store. We carry a wide range of herbal products for kidney and gallstone cleansing, male sexual enhancement formulas, asthma and sinusitis, gas and bloating, acid reflux, constipation, arthritis, imbalanced hormones, female health issues, liver cleansing, weight loss, and so much more. Also available, colonic irrigation, holistic health consultations, essential oils, and diffusers. Look out for our online natural health store coming soon. Call 231-6642 418-7115 or 449-7753 to find out about our delivery options or to book an appointment. Visit us at Belmont St. George's, close to the Foliage, Monday to Saturday, 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. Nirvana Natural Health Clinic. Detox your way to health.
Indeed, it is Christmas. The count is on. In case you're just joining me, my guest this morning, if you remember the song but can't remember the face or never knew the face, as in my case, I always knew the voice, but I had no idea. And I have to thank Ian for that. Thank you. Welcome back, folks. And I guess against Ian, thank you. It's a voice that I grew up. I heard. I grew up hearing it. Ian, there was the promo you sent me last night. Mm-hmm. The music bed. And when I heard it, I remember. I was trying to remember where I knew that it clicked in here, but I remember there was a particular program in the early days, and it was a team song, and it was a youth program. Somewhere in my head, I heard it, and I was like, "Oh my gosh! I'm probably gonna."
I think you're talking about Join Hands, right?
Yes, there was something about that.
It was for it was for Mellow Peters.
Mellow Peters.
That's right. Them songs, these songs are literally classics, like all definition of the word classic. And the thing is, they were producing this music without stuff like auto-tune and all these presets we have in mixing right now. These are live takes.
Right. I heard it and it took me down memory lane. Let's all be happy. Join hands together. And it just resonated with you. It took you to a period in time when life just seemed, Miss Forrester, just to be seen so serene. We probably never thought that any one of us was going to get old. We were going to live forever, be youthful, and just keep doing what we have to do. Was there a point in time that you actually felt that way? With the youthful vigor and the music, you figured, we'll be here forever. Marcy International just doing this. Huh?
I think a lot of people had forgotten Moss, but when they, like now, when you hear it, it's like something new.
Right.
And I think they appreciate it more now than then. Yeah.
Interesting.
And I think you would agree that's what made the music so and that's how you test the quality of music. A song,
yes,
when it can transcend across generation, and people hear it now, and they're probably thinking, okay, it's like, for instance, if you hear A Lady in Red, okay, it doesn't matter which generation you're from, and you hear Lady in Red, it clicks with you. It's the same with Mars International. And what was in particular interesting, it was the versatility of the band. Share some of those memories with me.
Okay, we did everything. We were very versatile. I sang most of, I do soul, rhythm, and blues, and, zouk. I was not too much involved in the calypso thing. I used to do background vocals.
Right.
For most of the songs, but all the what is called songs on the lighter side, I used to do them. It's like sometimes you say, I remember one song. I was singing a song. This guy was literally crying. So what's the matter with him?
But did you ever realize when singing back then, did you imagine all these years later you would have still been penning songs, still the music would have still been so close to your heart?
I should say, yes. I never stopped singing, even though I'm not singing in public like for people to enjoy themselves, but as I say, I sing in church and I make up my songs, I sing in the church, and things. And music has always been a part of me then.
Right.
I like listening to music, yes. I like listening to different artists, and you hear the styles and you hear the difference. As I say, it's a transcendent thing, because people, like songwriters nowadays, write a kind of different song to what we used to write,
Help me to understand the difference, because in the music now and that which existed then 30, 40 years ago.
In our days, you used to write at least 3 verses in a song. Nowadays, they write one and a chorus, and they sing it over and over and over, with a little interlude and things like that, But in our days, we used to write a song. A song is a story,
Okay.
Yeah,
So,
that's the difference.
Ian, what has happened, Ian? How you all young fellas get so lazy?
I don't know,
Half a verse and you all loop it and you sing a set of nursery rhymes in and between.
And we loop that and press record and produce and it's out. But if you realize that the songs that are able to stand the test of time recently are songs that have some level of storytelling, and exactly what Auntie just said. If you go back to people like Skinny Banton, these people are real storytellers, and these are the songs that are gaining momentum and are able to sustain. So the songs where you give a chorus, a verse and a chorus, they tend to stay around just for a season, a couple of months. But when you get down to the real nitty-gritty and the proper stuff, the age-old traditional way of doing music still kind of, still resonates.
Still resonates. So, Ian, this is the part where we keep quiet, because I want Lady Forrester. Auntie's got us with a bang this morning. In case you wanted, today was just the icebreaker.
I'm not doing background vocals.
You could do whatever you want. You could do whatever you want. When they want to give her a rhythm and she's going to go a cappella. Lady Forrester, I think the moment we've been waiting for. I think there's people there's like, where have she been? Where was she all these years? Folks, she's alive and well. She's alive and well. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, wherever you are, I present to you the ever sensational, an angel from yesterday, today, and tomorrow. Agnes Forrester. Lady Forrester, it is Christmas. I'm giving you the next 5-6 minutes at least to serenade us. And you're going to do it a cappella. Because we just want to hear the voice. Your pick. Your pick.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
When you're ready.
So, yeah. Somewhere, someone is happy. I hear a voice that's singing. Out there, I hear a cheerful song. Somewhere, someone is lonely. Out there, someone is longing. I hear them sing a Christmas song. It's Christmas. Let's all be happy. It's Christmas. Let's all be merry. Every boy and girl sings a cheerful song. Let's all be happy. It's Christmas. And now the bells are ringing. I hear the choir singing. The music seems to fill the air. And now the bells are ringing. I hear the children laughing, playing around the Christmas tree. It's Christmas. Let's all be happy. It's Christmas. Let's all be merry. Every boy and girl sings a cheerful song. Let's all be happy. It's Christmas. Let's all be happy. It's Christmas.
Let's all be happy. You know, Ian, I'm no musician. I'm not musically inclined at all. But I always think, you know, when you test the true quality of an individual's voice, is without the music. And it is still as rich, as serene. It is that timeless voice that even if you didn't hear her in years, but you heard her this morning, all of a sudden you did a throwback. And then you came right back to where you are. Lady Forrester, here's what I'll tell you though. This one we only tip. This is the tip of the iceberg. The next time we are going to see, because Grenada's, the folks wants to hear from you, and the next time we're going to hear from you is we're going to work around her schedule, Ian, and we're going to have her in studio before the Christmas, and we do a nice little shebang. I want to be able to move. I want to give her some space some time to show herself. Do you agree, Lady Forrester? Indeed. It's a pleasure being here with you. I'm going to give it the next minute or so just to share with us a few parting words while you're here.
Mm-hmm. Well, I want to wish everybody, let's say, a happy Christmas. Let's all be happy. We know it's COVID, but, you know, it's a time for reflection. Look at ourselves and the new year coming, you know, think differently because we're living in a world that's just kind of different to how we knew it, you know. So we get the opportunity to celebrate Christmas. Let's all be happy.
Let's all be happy. Let's all be merry because it is Christmas. Yes. And I keep saying, and I think Christmas 2021, I want people to particularly spend time, allow themselves to enjoy it because we've been through so much this year. And there's no guarantee what's going to happen next year. Let us appreciate the final things of life, Grenada. Live in the moment, enjoy Christmas, and enjoy the gift of family, the gift of friends. Enjoy the melodic voice of Agnes Forrester. And I want to again say thank you for so much you've given me. The memories, literally the memories. It's a voice I always knew, a face I've never seen. And after all these years later, well, thank you, Ian. My goodness, covering. And I know the sentiments that's coming via social media. People are just really heartfelt. They're happy, finally, to if not just reunite with you at this time of the year. We say thank you for everything that you've given us as Grenadians. You've given the music industry. We say thank you from a deep place on the inside. Happy holidays in advance to you. Thank you very much. Ian, my boy, our conversation has only just begun. I have you on, what's the date? Friday, where we talk about music, copyrighted, and everything else as you continue to educate us. Grenada, this is as far as I can take you during this end. Not that I don't want to, but all things in life being equal, there's a time and place for everything under the sun. 4 minutes on to the hour of 8 o'clock. Remind you at the top of the hour we join the BBC for a bulletin of news. I'll return it to you on television at 9 o'clock for To The Point. The lawman is expected to be in studio this morning. Until then, everybody, so long. JC loves you. Have a really wonderful day. Go out and remind yourself that it is Christmas. Let's all be happy. Let's all be merry. Happy holidays. And if you wonder why I'm so extra happy today, you got to blame Agnes Forrester for it. She did it. It's not my fault. So long, everybody. Until then, we take care.
Thank you.